appearances. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
You know the saying, stay hungry, stay humble.
BoxingVoice.com.
I'm humble in defeat, and I'm going to remain humble in victory. This is it, right?
VADA Productions.
I just wanted to put on a great boxing masterclass
BoxingVoice.com.
and also show the sweet science of this lovely sport. Man, the first time was so nice, I had to do it twice.
But I'm prepared to the best of my capability, and I pray that I get the win. Look at it, I love Mike Tyson, how he came into the game on some different kind of vibe. You know what I mean? It takes a crazy man to want to fight, you know what I mean, day in, day out. It's a hardcore sport, as you said, no silk shoes.
Ain't no other sight in the game could see the boxing boys.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another Sunday edition of the Boxing Voice. I'm your host, Nestor Gibbs. I'm riding solo, dolo, Scarface, no Manolo. We have a bunch of topics to discuss, and we will be getting right into it. If you don't know the number to call in, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 time to voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. Now, don't forget, you can add Nestor Gibbs on Skype to be part of the conversation on Skype and call in from anywhere in the world. Today, we're going to be discussing a few topics. Obviously, this weekend's action, as well as any news and notes or headlines that may be out there at the moment. So yeah, I mean, wow, we got to pick up right at Showtime. Showtime Boxing with, Danny Garcia getting his opportunity to be showcased on the network, and really did what he was supposed to. Kind of got the Mike Tyson treatment and kind of got bit in the ring. But we'll get all into that and any other news and notes. Obviously, we have the tragic news of, Kobe Bryant, and we'll touch on that. Our condolences to his family and anyone involved. We're going to be talking some boxing, so you already know. Let me head on out to Indiana, as it looks like our co-host has joined.
I speak it, believe it, receive it. Speak it, believe it, receive it. Speak it, believe it, receive it. I can't say it enough. I speak it, believe it.
With the stamp, 2 attempts, handed bands over. Sicko hit, shot and miss, 2 to stand over. Turn up! Breadwinner, huh? Look who in the building. Let me check my Instagram. I might be at 1 million. And I'm in.
BoxingVoice.com.
Yo. What up? Big ups to everybody out there in the TBV universe. Back with another one. I'm going to choose to take my intro and not really talk about boxing. Big ups to Kobe Bryant, man. The news was tragic. This morning, I didn't want to believe it. Woke up, a lot of texts and a lot of things. But I want to say my condolences to all the 9 people that was on that helicopter, to his daughter, 13 years old, man. Wow. And my condolences to everybody out there in Laker Nation, and to Kobe's family and to the Lakers whole organization. But let's go ahead and start the show. What's going on, Ness?
What up, man? I didn't believe it either. Obviously, I'm not a basketball fan, but you cannot not know a guy as big as Kobe. I was kind of in the same predicament. Like, I thought it was fake, bro, until TMZ started reporting it. And then, damn, the internet is fast. There's video of almost everything, which is crazy. But yeah, man, I hope that, the best you could hope for the family in a tragic moment like this. But moving to Showtime, Danny Garcia defeats Ivan Redkach by unanimous decision. Garcia goes the whole 12 with a game Redkach. Very persistent Redkach, so persistent that the frustration set in, and he kind of did the Mike Tyson treatment and bit Danny. I don't know that this performance showed anyone that he's ready for those top southpaws in Manny and Earl, but it wouldn't really have to matter at this point because it seems like that's the direction in which he's going. So we'll see. We'll see. Can he get a win and can he become champion again? You know, I didn't even realize that it's been 3 years since he's been champ until I think they said it yesterday on the telecast. So yeah, Danny definitely not only needed this win versus Redkach, but definitely needs a big time win to put him back in the name with the other top welterweights. But he picked up the win, right? He lives to fight another day. He's got some big fights on the horizon. It's all a matter of who Pacquiao picks, and then we see where Danny falls.
Yeah, watching the fight last night with Garcia. Man, Ivan was, I guess he was game, but he wasn't really, throwing a whole lot at Danny. Danny was throwing some nice body shots and nice left hooks, but I think maybe we might be looking too harsh at this performance from Danny. Ivan seemed like he was very, very game, even though he wasn't, attacking. He was doing a lot of moving backwards. I didn't really understand that. Maybe Danny's power really is at 147, because a lot of these guys he fight, they seem not to really want to engage with Danny. But I'm not going to say that I was impressed, but it wasn't like I was not or disimpressed or whatever word I'm trying to find right now. But yeah, man, Danny did what he had to do. Got used to fighting a southpaw and looking towards Errol Spence and looking towards Manny Pacquiao. But I think Danny has a lot more to show. I just think against Ivan Redkach, with an opponent who wasn't really trying to engage you that much, it's tough to look good.
Yeah, I mean, it's always hard to knock a guy out that doesn't want to be knocked out. When someone comes into it with that on their mind, it's going to be difficult to get him out of there. But look, Danny got the job done. He moves on. Let's see where the chips fall. All signs point to Earl or Pacquiao. I think more Earl than Pacquiao, or they're just continuously mentioning Earl to remind us, and it's going to be Pacquiao. I don't know. Either way, whichever fight is good for him. They're both big fights, and they're both two fights I want to see.
Yeah, I like either fight for Danny. I think Danny and his pops are looking towards that Earl Spence fight. But if Manny Pacquiao picks his name, you'll be a fool to pass up that Manny Pacquiao fight, seeing the numbers that he did with Broner and seeing the numbers that he did with Thurman. But I think Danny has a better chance against Pacquiao just because of the age and that left hook, because Pacquiao jumps in a lot. Danny can maybe time him, and we all know Danny has great timing. But the Earl Spence fight, I didn't see anything last night that told me that based off Earl's last fight that he'll be ready for a Earl Spence fight. And based off last night, I don't see him beating Earl Spence.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. It's a bit difficult if you can't knock out Ivan Redkach. What are you gonna do to Earl? But it was you that kind of reminds us not to judge a fighter off his last performance going into a new fight. So I know today you're saying he didn't show you anything, and maybe that sways you whenever the next fight is made. But that is something that we've been talking about here a lot. We base our picks off the last performance, and then a guy can get up. Like Ivan Redkach is not the catch of Pacquiao or Earl. So will you train as hard? Will you spar as hard? Will you be motivated as much? Will you go as hard as you can in the actual fight? And I think that's what this performance was. It was a performance to the level of his opposition, and I don't believe that he will perform in this manner versus an Earl or a Pacquiao.
Yeah, I like I said, I give him a good chance against Pacquiao, but I'm not basing it off his last fight. I'm basing off what I've seen from Errol Spence over the years. Errol Spence is to me one A or one what to weight in the division, and just seeing how Earl was able to knock down Porter and the success that he had against Porter, even though I thought Porter, did enough to win. It could have went either way. Just seeing that amount of success, I think Danny, it's gonna be an uphill battle for Danny taking on Earl Spence.
Very true, man. I just want to remind everyone that Earl Spence was not able to knock out a lightweight in Mikey Garcia either. Obviously, Redkach and Garcia not the same level, but the same weight. On the undercard, we've seen the return of Jarrett Hurd, who got a unanimous decision over Francisco Santana. And, at first hand, I didn't know how to really receive the fact that he couldn't knock out a welterweight. But this welterweight has fought in this division, the 154-pound division, quite a few times. He's always been a game fighter. And you can tell that Jarrett Hurd and his new trainer, Kei Kimura, were working on things. And they took this opportunity versus Francisco Santana on television to implement what they've been working on in the gym and try it out. I love the new jab of Jarrett Hurd. But at times, he got bored of the jab, and he started to use a lot of lateral movement, bending at the waist, allowing Santana to come in every now and then. Santana would use his left forearm to kind of pin Jarrett Hurd and landing over the top right. But Hurd was never really in any danger with Santana's power. So, again, he was just there trying new things, doubling up the straight right, countering with uppercuts. He looked good, but obviously level of opposition, who he was in there with, had a lot to do with that. He took a lot of shots. And again, this was a welterweight with little to no power. So interesting to see what's next for Jarrett Hurd and how he looks versus a real 154-pounder. For Santana, this is the second loss in a row, a total of 8 losses. He's only been knocked out once before, and that was Kareem Hard-Hitter Mayfield. So Jarrett Hurd, again, maybe he didn't want the knockout. Maybe he was working on things. Maybe Chi is a tougher person than he was when he did lose by knockout all those years ago to Mayfield. But regardless, this is what you want to see from a guy when he goes in there and cleans house, gets rid of everybody in his camp, changes things up. You want to see growth. And with the emergence of that jab, I definitely seen growth. And a connection with Kei Kimura as well. It seemed like he was listening to his corner.
First thing first, man, Santana was definitely a game opponent. He was walking forward all night. Jarrett Hurd, to me, him and his new trainer was, like Ned said, working on things. You can see that from the jump, pumping that jab out there, doubling up on the jab, really staying behind that jab, doing a lot of movement, which I kind of did not like because I felt like, maybe he need to sit down on his punches more than moving back. But he was using his height, using his length, like Ned said, catching him with that counter uppercut. And in the 10th round, he caught him with about 4 or 5 left hooks that had him dazed and finished him off with the uppercut. So his power is still there, like it was evident in the Lauren fight, and it's evident last night. His power stays from first round to 12th round. He may even get stronger as the fight progresses. But I'm not gonna be hard on Jarrett Hurd and say, look, a lot of guys, man, I watched the internet last night. Oh, Jarrett Hurd's a bum, or he couldn't even get out a guy who campaigned at 147. How he's gonna beat Charlo? How he gonna get his belts back? And all these kind of things. I think last night Jarrett Hurd and his trainer had a game plan, and they stuck to that game plan. They didn't want to be in no more fight of the year candidates, no more wars, no more taking some to give some. So I like what I seen from her last night. Just need to brush up on a couple things. That defense, though, that defense can get a lot better, in my opinion. I think that's the main thing that Hurd should be working on. His offense, in my opinion, was never a problem. I like how he used to change speeds on punches and things like that. I think his defense is where he needs to really, really, you know what I'm saying, go back in the gym and work on. Because if you get in touch like that by Santana, some of the guys at 154, like a Charlo, maybe even a Julian Williams rematch, could have more success on you than Santana had.
Got a couple of super chats. Rod in the 870 says, rest in peace, Bean, number 8, number 24, number 5 times. A great black man gone too soon. Sad emoji face. Trenton Jones coming with the super chat says, this is why we should push for Porter to get the Pac or rematch. So he wants Pacquiao to fight Porter or a Earl Spence rematch. Speaking of, did you happen to see the Sean Porter PBC interview where he basically says, hey, you haven't seen me since September, but since then I got married, I'm ready, I'm coming back in April. Seen that one?
No, I didn't see that. I seen his pops say something
on Fight Hub. I seen that one too. Did you put that in the headlines? Because that's a good topic. You know, he being Ken, also manager, which is something I like to, you know, emphasize, because, you know, he can get caught up in being just his trainer, but he's the decision maker along with his son. He is the manager and always been the manager of Sean Porter. And look, Porter on his interview clearly said he wants Earl Spence rematch. He don't really want nothing else. He says he's going to be in an eliminator for an interim fight, or he's going to be in an interim fight in April. He doesn't know who. He hopes it's someone big, but he wants the Earl Spence rematch. He didn't have a rematch clause, and Earl doesn't want to fight him. He said that plain as day with those words. So he didn't mention Crawford. Now the father, on the other hand, / manager, on the interview with Marcos Villegas, does say, you know, we hear Bob, we hear Crawford, but no one's called me. I've gotten no phone calls. I'm still waiting on them to call me. And maybe since they know that Ken and them are receptive, they're waiting to see what else shakes in the tree before they start calling. But I think they need to keep those lines of communication open at least. Send a little, you know, I don't know, whatever, because I don't know the verbiage, but send something over saying, hey, you know, what do you guys think? Yeah, whatever, you know, hey, what do you guys think? We were just thinking, maybe Madison Square. Does that sound good? Do you want to go to like some preliminary talks would be nice, especially when both men are available. Now we see Porter pushing for April. He's pushing for the interim, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that, because he knows with the WBC he has a direct path at 2 belts. So, this is not me trolling. I'm just being honest. The onus comes from Top Rank side. They have to say, hey, look at what we're offering you to fight our guy for the WBO. We know you got a route to 2 belts. But just like AJ, here's a curveball. Does this change your mind? Instead of waiting, sitting around, you're going to fight a meaningless interim fight, and then you're going to wait and try to get the rematch of the winner of Garcia and Earl, or Earl and Pacquiao, when we can offer you X amount of dollars and a title shot is going to be on pay-per-view. Bob's already said that you did good numbers with Earl on pay-per-view. Like, but these things need to be talked about. This, we're wasting time. I mean, when did Crawford fight? December, right? So we're wasting time. December 7th, and we've been hearing these rumors. Well, not even rumors. We had Ken. We know that he's interested. So I would like to see someone I don't know, make more of this than just Ken in videos saying he's willing. I want to hear Bob and Top Rank send something, some sort of acknowledgement letter, something.
Yeah, Crawford may have fought December 14th, but back to the first point you made. I can't really, you know what I'm saying, say I blame Earl for not wanting to fight Sean Porter, seeing how tough the fight was last fight. I know he just coming off a car wreck, and I know he said that no tune-ups and things like that, but a Sean Porter fight was a tough fight, and kudos to Sean Porter for coming out, making noise, and let everybody know like where he stands and what he wants. He wants that Earl Spence rematch. I can't blame him. You know what I'm saying? Maybe got the short end of the stick. A lot of questionable punches in that fight that could have strayed kind of low, that could have had an effect on Sean Porter. So maybe he wants to rectify that. But going to Ken Porter, like, yeah, I agree with Ken. Like, you got to send an offer. You got to, like, if you guys been talking about his name and bring his name up, why haven't you guys been in contact with Ken Porter, with the manager, or with Al Heyman, things like that? I know Bob said they want to get things over with this Wilder Fury, but that was talking about Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford, not Terrence Crawford and Sean Porter. So in my opinion, I believe that they should send Ken or send Al Heyman some kind of term sheet, some kind of offer spread that shows them what they have planned and what they could offer Sean Porter, and then it's up to Sean Porter, up to Al Heyman to bring it to Sean Porter and let him see if he wants to take it or decline it. But it just seems like, from what you said, Sean Porter wants the Earl Spence rematch, and his focus is there.
He definitely does, and that's what I'm saying. Someone's got to send him an offer to kind of like change his mind. Like, wait a minute, Dad, should we be looking at this? Look at how much they're offering. That being said, I want to give everybody a quick reminder. Monday's going to be a very big day for TBV. At 9:30 in the morning, we'll have a newly signed or a brand new prospect working with Top Rank, Ofacio Falcon Jr. out of Florida. He'll be having a Top Rank fight here in a few. We're also going to have Alejandra Soledad Zamora. This is the rumored fight rematch with Michaela Mayer. She's the Argentinian that fought Michaela Mayer the last time. She's in full training. Michaela's in full training. Contracts have not been signed according to my sources, but this is the fight and it was leaked. Outside of that, later on that night, after we take the morning break, after our morning show, we'll be coming right back with Keith Hunter at 7:15, and that is the brother of Michael Hunter, and he is going to be taking on Malik Hawkins, the Iceman. We just seen the Iceman take on a big challenge in Darwin Price. It didn't go the way we expected. It was his step up, and here's another undefeated fighter that he's going to get in the ring with. So shout out to Malik Hawkins, even when, you know, many didn't think he really deserved that win because it was a freak accident. He's getting right back in there. We'll also have Chris Colbert, the new WBA interim champion, at 130 or 126, and that'll be at 8 p.m. Keith Hunter at 7:15. Daniel Roman, the unified champion, at 22 or 18. Is going to be scheduled for 7:30. He's the IBF and the WBA champion. And then 122. And then we have Rajan Chance, New Jersey's very own. Anybody in the amateur system in New Jersey knows this man very well. Chris Colbert will speak highly of him. And stick around for that Chris Colbert, as we're gonna magically pull a gem out of him, because he and Rajan have a lot in common and know each other, and there's some secrets I'm hoping he spills on the live show. But Rajan is a really good fighter. I know his father, and this is actually the kid that I told you one day I walked into my gym and he was sparring with the Adorno brothers, and I didn't know the Adorno brothers at the time. So this is the guy that was giving them work, and it's his turn to turn pro. He was supposed to turn on the Barkley card with Danny Garcia. His opponent couldn't pass the medicals, So he's scheduled, I believe, for like February 8th on the Biloxi card, another PBC card. So we'll be talking to Rajan Chance, young up-and-coming, about to turn pro on one of these PBC cards. So those are our interviews just for Monday. I got so much set up for you guys. Tuesday, so far, we got Julian Rodriguez. That's a reschedule. Wednesday, we got Robert Hellenius and Terrell Gachet, and that's just the morning show. And then Thursday, we got a full schedule for the evening show. We got Caleb Plant, Nathan Gallimore, the only guy to knock out Jason Rosario. We got Andrew Tabiti, the last guy to be helping AJ in sparring, and that's Thursday. Nothing on the docket for Friday as of yet, but I'm hard at work. We just made some serious contact with Ennis. It's a wrap. We had something scheduled with him, and I just checked the messages late. But now we have a better way of communicating with him, so we will be putting him on the schedule this week as well. Jerron Ennis, and some more. We're going to be working 2020 is going to be the year of jam-packed interviews. But, Mike, what's next on the docket? Jarrett Hurd got the win.
Stephen Fulton defeats Arnold Khegai. You can go ahead and serve me my crow for that.
Yeah, it's not Khegai, it's Khegai. They kept saying Khegai. And you know what? Yo, Mike, I swear to God, you had me sweating, though. I'm watching this shit with Doomy, and I'm like, bro, fucking I said it like that, like depressed, yo. Like I gotta get better because you took something from me yesterday. I'm like, damn, this nigga right again, because it looked like you was about to be right. High guy, whatever. My man just kept coming forward, but damn, if Stephen ain't show that he is in some phenomenal shape. The amount of jabs that boy threw is crazy. I really thought he was going to wilter under that pressure because just kept coming. He didn't give a flying. It didn't even look like Fulton really had the power. But his game plan was basically to let this dude tire himself, because I think around a 6, maybe the 7th, holy shit, if he didn't pick it up and start picking him off, check left hooks, just picked up his punch count altogether. The only thing bad I got to say about Fulton is, how did I miss that fucking tail? I didn't, bruh, what do you think, he Bruce Leroy or something? Who was it? Leroy had that tail back in the day? I never, ever noticed that shit. And then it was all of a sudden he throwing jab. I'm like, what the fuck is that shit? What's that? You're just shaking from the back of his neck. My man got the little braid, bruh. His pop's old school. He got the little braid in the back. His pop's old school, bruh. I'm telling you right now, his pop's influenced him. But nah, man, Fulton did a great job. I don't know how I feel though, Mike. I don't want to say the wrong thing, but I did feel something not to see his IBO, not to hear him be announced as the IBO, even though go ahead.
Do he still got it? I think he dropped it.
I'm telling you, that's what I'm saying. Even though he checked Brian Cuss, I'm the IBO. This time he went into the ring without it. He had the WBO patch and he won the Intercontinental. Post-fight interview, he held that up. Press conference, he had that. And look, I know the IBO is maybe considered less than the WBA interim to some people, but to him, he didn't have it like that. You know what I mean? He wanted to say he was champion with it. So I wanted to see him keep that same energy. And he didn't. Now, it could be a financial thing because obviously the IBO president tells us that no one gets his belt for free. They still charge. And maybe he just was like, yo, I can't pay 2 sanctioning fees. But I'm asking now, who's the champ at the WBO in his division? Is it who?
WBO?
Yeah, because he got the Intercontinental now. What weight is he? Is 122 or 118?
I thought it was 122, if I'm not mistaken.
WBO
champ at 122 is a new way, I believe. No. He's not at 122. 122 champ. Navarrete. That's who it is. Navarrete.
You're right. I did hear them say Navarrete, which is going to be a cross promotional fight, which is another thing, right? So they don't want him to recognize the IBO on PBC, but the rumor was that they don't recognize the WBO, but they are recognizing the WBO. So I'm so lost. But look, Fulton, that's just politics. You did a very good job. You look very good. Rankings haven't been updated, but he won the Intercontinental. I don't know if that's why he's not in it at 122. And I don't see him at 118 either. So maybe it's because they just gave him the Continental. Maybe the rankings need to be updated. But like you said, the champion is Emmanuel Navarrete. And we'll have the other unified champion on our show Monday evening, Daniel Roman, who is the IBF and the WBA. Now, Ray Vargas just signed to PBC, right? He left Golden Boy.
Yeah, definitely. He might be a fight with Figueroa.
And he's the WBC. Brandon Figueroa is the WBA regular. Daniel Roman, like I said, the WBA super. So, yeah, man.
Real quick, I was going to say, let me get my spiel on the, play me my crow right quick for the Khegai pick.
Daniel Dubois, I am going to knock you out.
I love that guy.
All right. The main reason I picked Khegai in that fight is because when we interviewed Stephen Fulton, he said he ain't like sparring bigger guys. He always stayed in his weight class. So I thought Khegai being the bigger guy that he could possibly, get to him and make his stamina go down or get tired as the fight progressed. Boy, was I wrong. I was impressed early on for Khegai landing some shots, and big ups to Fulton for having a good chin, because Khegai hit him with some shit too. Definitely landed some big time punches on Fulton, but like Ness said, man, after that 6th round, it was all Fulton, man. That jab was beautiful. The movement around the ring, he was not standing in one spot to let Khegai corner him. So Khegai got to learn how to cut the fucking ring off too, because he was doing a lot of following last night. He was not cutting the ring off. Fulton was going whatever he wanted to go. And that jab, man, it's funny how much easier when you use that jab, how much easier a fight can be. You can work off that jab, go uppercut, left hook, right hook, straight right, double up the jab. It's a lot of things you can use when you pump that jab for. So for all young fighters out there, watch Fulton last night. He'll show you how to make a jab your best friend.
And pumping is the perfect word. Did you see it in slow motion? How his elbow would pop out? It was really a piston, because he said, look at him. He's about to throw a double jab, and in slow motion, that shit ended up being a fucking 4 jabs. It was a quadruple jab. Nah, man. Fulton did his thing, and I like the discipline, to be able to remain on the game plan, because some guys, with that pressure, they could deter away from the game plan. The fact that he stood on that jab until it was time to open up, very, very happy. Keeshawn Williams took a unanimous decision over Gaku Takahash, or Takanasha. I don't know. Didn't see it. Didn't catch the Lorenzo truck Simpson either. I mean,
you ain't watched the undercard? Oh man, Keeshawn Williams, man, this guy could be so much better if he just was more aggressive. He was waiting on this guy all night last night. Landed some good shots on the guy, but I was just like, man, if you would have pumped the jab like Fulton, the fight would have been much easier. You possibly could have got the stoppage, but that's what happens when a counter puncher goes in there and just looking for the perfect shot and looking for his I guess big shot. And I mean, he landed some things, but I wasn't overly impressed. It wasn't like something to like write home about, but it is what it is. He got the victory and he goes on from here. Lorenzo Truck Simpson, though, oh man, started off very, very strong against a guy that I didn't really know about. Based off the guy record, I thought he was gonna get him out of there very, very soon. But the guy turned out to be very game, and as that fight went on, we started to see the guy have more and more success on Lorenzo Truck Simpson, catching him with hooks and catching him with straight rights and things like that. But Truck, showed some good body work, showed that he got good boxing ability. Just maybe needs to possibly work on the gas tank a little bit more. But outside of that, I was impressed with what I've seen by Truck.
Shout out to our friend Calvin Ford, man. He's got a lot of little good fighters. Malik Warren, Malik Hawkins, Truck Simpson, Javonta Davis. Good fighters, man. Good fighters, and we can't wait to see more from them. We're going to go ahead and switch to our second topic. Excuse me.
Anthony Joshua did an interview with IFL TV. I believe it came out on Friday, and Kukin came to him and like, hey, Eddie's out here offering 50-50, you know what I'm saying? He's saying the winner of Wilder Fury might deserve 50-50, and that got a response out of AJ that I was not expecting. First off, he said, who had the biggest comeback of 2019 or something like that? And he was like, yeah, so I'm feeling like I may deserve 70,
I got the audio if you want it.
Okay, go ahead.
70%. I just made the biggest comeback that the world's seen.
Hold on. That was I gotta rewind that.
Biggest comeback.
Comments from Eddie Hurd again. Yes, it's saying that a fight with you against a Wilder or Fury would be a 50-50 split. That's how it would be now. Is that you've accepted that now? That in your head that's to make them fights that it would have to be that kind of split?
I'll just ask what's his reasoning.
Yo, the fact that he's asking what's the reasoning is like shocking to me.
I was the only one. I was like, what's the reasoning?
Bro, you had to hear people this morning. I mean, they came out the woodworks. You know, in the morning time, you're going to get more UK callers on the chat and calling in. And they're defending this. They're saying, there is some logic to it. You know,
it is, but it's
I
not
call
like
it delusional, but it still does sound sane, right? They're like, well, Ness, how's his stock drop if he got 32 million for the Andy Ruiz first fight, then he got 65 for the second fight? Ness, how his stock drop if this many pay-per-views were sold on the first fight and on the second fight he broke a record? Ness, how his stock fight if Saudi's already offering X amount of dollars or so many, you know, and I don't really got a comeback for that other than when McGregor lost to Nate Diaz, he was the B-side to Floyd. It didn't matter that he brought in numbers. It didn't matter that he was an international star. He lost. Floyd used that to say, make him tap out. You tapped out. You a bitch. You already lost. You know how to quit. You know, he was the B-side. And think about finances. Floyd's check was bigger. McGregor's was smaller. I mean, the fact that they're... And I think it's admirable. I think it's a beautiful place that we can be as boxing fans in a community where we no longer care about the loss. This is how all fighters want to be treated, but are they going to be equal at this level, or is it only for Anthony Joshua, which we can magically erase his loss, kind of like they do Vasyl Lomachenko on ESPN?
Honestly, I see all those points, you know what I'm saying? I see the money aspect, the financial aspect of it, but I go back to being a super fight. And based off what we've seen this fight grow, like there's no secret that Sky Sports and other outlets want to see Wilder and fight Joshua. They had Joshua sitting down and watching videos of Wilder and things like that. Now, when you bring up the success of the pay-per-view, we also got to look back at the tragedy that happened on June 1st. All that success that he had in December was based off a tragedy, was based off a loss that he took, you know what I'm saying? So there was a lot of intrigue to see, could Andy do it again? Will AJ bounce back? And all that, you know what I'm saying? But we got to look at his next fight with Pulev. Is the Pulev fight going to do similar numbers to Andy Ruiz? I doubt it. Because people come back to reality. People come back to the senses. They're like, okay, we passed on saying the Andy Ruiz test. Pulev didn't look that good against Rydell Booker. He posed not really a big threat. And Joshua should get this guy up out of here. So I'm looking at the fight with Wilder as being 50-50 just based off the mere fact that over the last year and a half, when they were offering flat fees and when John Skipper invited Wilder over to Dazn, Wilder's profile has steadily gone up, has steadily risen, you know what I'm saying? And Eddie Hearn's a very, very, very smart guy. He's not going to come out in the public and say that 50-50 might be the way. if it's not the way, because he understands the marketability and the commerce that Wilder would bring in against this AJ fight. So for all the people out there saying Wilder doesn't deserve 50-50 and this and AJ should get 70%, I'm just gonna take it with a grain of salt. AJ said himself he needs to be sit down by Eddie and explain why Wilder deserves 50-50 now, and I'm sure Eddie will do a good job at that.
Now, some of your argument was you don't think that the money from Pulev is going to be, or the money for the Pulev fight is going to be as big. But remember, there is a big offer from Turkey.
Yes, there's definitely a big offer from Turkey, from Istanbul. Damn, then you bring up that point. It's like AJ's a fucking draw, right? ain't no way around it. It seems like every continent wants AJ in their country. And I mean, look, maybe that's the fact, but at the same time, I don't think a fight with Pulev or a fight with Andy Ruiz will do the financials that a fight with Wilder would do. And when you basing it off that, when you talk about hundreds of millions of dollars, man, it's gonna be hard to convince Al Heyman and PPC to take 30%.
Yeah, I mean, you got to the number. I mean, you think like 30? Don't you think that's extremely low? You think he was just trolling to get this type of media uproar?
Absolutely. Anthony Joshua knows what he's doing. He's very savvy. You can see he said, shit, I might deserve 70, you know what I'm saying? It was I don't want to say it was tongue in cheek, but I don't think that he really meant it, because he's after that he said, I gotta sit down with Eddie and see why these guys might deserve 50%. So 70-30, man, I just think it was something to get the people talking, something to get people writing about and doing shows about. But I don't think that he truly believes in his heart Wilder deserves, or the Wilder Fury winner deserves 30%, because if that's the case, we'll never get undisputed.
Yeah, ain't that the truth, man? And here we were thinking that we were so close to getting this fight because he was talking so much, and then he throws a true curveball. He said he was going to throw a curveball. We just didn't know it was going to be a negative one.
Yeah, honestly, man, with AJ, the way he said Fury's a waffler, but the way he waffles back and forth every week, it just seems like maybe it's the same interview, but it comes out in seconds. It just seems like he's contradicting himself. First, we're gonna come out and throw a curveball to entice Wilder to take the fight next and get out the Fury fight. Now we're coming out with 30%. If that's your plan on enticement, my nigga, you need a fucking course in how to entice people.
Exactly, because this is, if anything, this is going to turn him off, you know what I mean? Like, I know that Jay Diaz and Wilder are looking at this as clout chasing, and look, we use that term with other people, never really with AJ, because he's so popular that it seems almost crazy to say that he's clout chasing someone. But I mean, I gotta ask at this point, you're doing interviews talking about you want to help Fury in sparring for this fight. You're saying that, Fury beats Wilder, and now you're saying that you're gonna give him 30%. I mean, I don't know. The energy just doesn't seem to me like he really wants this fight, and it's crazy because I was on his side with all that he was saying up until this point. It's just like, they need to take the camera from in front of this guy's mouth.
No, let it stay there. Let him keep talking, you know what I'm saying? We seen him put his foot in his mouth before with the $50 million, which turned into, that interview turned into $60 million, you know what I'm saying? Because he was talking about 50 million pounds, my bad. We ain't know that, you know what I'm saying? But, so AJ, like I said, man, he changes a lot, man. I ain't got no problem with the guy. He's good for boxing. He's a big draw. A lot of countries want to see him fight. But when it comes to the Wilder fight, I think we all know, just like when it comes to the Earl Spence and Crawford fight, I think we all know that those kind of fights, if the discrepancy is just not like Mayweather and somebody else. Because let's be honest, no guy in the sport of boxing right now is Mayweather. Is a close guy might be Canelo with the way he gets down. You know what I'm saying with his negotiations, but outside of that, when you're talking about a super fight that's going to capture the whole world, like AJ can fight Pulev in Bulgaria. It's going to capture America. Let's be real. Like, it's going to capture the casual fan in America. Hell no. Niggas don't even know who Pulev is, and he done fought on ESPN a fucking numerous times. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm like, oh, the guy that stole a kiss or whatever, him, something like that. But it is what it is. But when it comes to Wilder, like, America is going to maybe stop, look at that. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, he's fighting our heavyweight champion. It's going to be a true super fight. Until he fights Wilder, he's not gonna have a true super fight globally. He might have one overseas, you know what I'm saying, but it won't impact America like the Wilder fight will. And that's when all the money comes in. When you can get 4.5 million people in America to buy the fight.
I gotta disagree though. You don't think that AJ Vlad was a super fight?
Nah, not for the casual American fan. Nah, not at all. Came on at 5 o'clock in the daytime. They maybe seen the highlights of him getting knocked down, but talking about people being invested, nah, man. The casual American fan wasn't invested in that fight. Motherfuckers don't even bring that fight up to me. They always ask when that British dude gonna fight Deontay. That's it. That's all they want to see. Or when Earl gonna fight Terrence. Those are the two fights that get brought to me the most because people know, you know what I'm saying, I'm on the Boxing Voice now and shit like that.
Well, I mean, look, not much to say. We got to let people decide for themselves. And, I mean, I guess my final thoughts on this subject is like, if this is how you want the fight, this means you don't want the fight. You know, 30% talk at this point, it makes no sense. You know what I mean? It makes no sense.
Yeah, man. It just doesn't seem like, I don't know, man. It doesn't seem logical to me. If he would have said 40%, I could have gave him some leeway. I'm like, hey, bro, I understand. You know what I'm saying? You feel like you back to that old nigga. You know what I'm saying? You feeling yourself again. You know what I'm saying? He said he back to the old AJ. So you feeling yourself again, and you think you are that guy. But 30%, man, is just extremely low. Extremely low. But like they say, you got to start high to meet somebody in the middle right now. You know what I'm saying?
I just think him and Eddie are changing roles now. That's all. You know, they're having a bit of fun. It's like, you be the bad guy today.
Cool. Next on the docket, man, what we got? Oh, man. Oh, bro.
What's that?
Your girl, man.
Yes. Well,
yes.
Well, hold on a minute before we go judging.
I seen a post.
Before we go judging, this is looking more and more like a Dillian White situation to me.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
How the fuck is she clean on January 10th and then they test her January 11th and she's dirty? I think I'm going to sit back and see what happens, but I will say this. It ain't like I ain't tell you so, you know what I mean? Like, I felt like it was the possibility that this could have been. I mean, I said it. I told Franchon. I asked about testing. I interviewed. I mean, I think I did my due diligence and you know, tried to get answers from my own speculation. And I don't think anyone didn't assume. You know, obviously assuming isn't good, but I mean, it looks like something's there, man. You know, we got to find out what. You know, this is why I like VADA, bro. This is why I like VADA.
Yeah, I'm going to sit back and, like I said, reserve judgment, too. She came out with a long post on IG, you know what I'm saying she was clean on this day and how many days this thing takes to get off, which I thought was kind of...
she posted the letters from VADA. She showed proof.
So it's like, I'm gonna sit back and just see how this thing plays out. Cause like I said, I ain't want to cast no aspersion on her at first, and I mean, just from a optical, you know, what I'm saying, perspective, it don't look good. Don't look good.
Clarissa Shields definitely is pegging her for guilty.
Yes, she is. Definitely she came out but she was a little bit ill informed too, so yeah, man, it does not look good from the outside looking in. With that being said, just like Dylan White had his time to play out and things like that, she'll have her time to play out, have her day in court, and if she's proven guilty, then she'll get the proper suspension. And I'm pretty sure articles will be wrote about her, videos will be done about her, and she will get the proper credit that she deserves. Now, if she comes out and she's innocent, then we all know that she won't get near the credit that she deserves. Nobody probably would make a motherfucking statement about it, but an article or two maybe be written. That's about it.
I'm going to say this, man. I'm going to say I want to see that B sample tested. She wants it tested. She says she's going to have it tested immediately. Because, dude, she fought October 26th in Cancun when I was there. This is the fight that I told you that they set up in the hotel. She was already WBC. That was her first fight at super middleweight. So she was already being VADA tested then. And like I said, she was clean. Then she was clean January 10th. And then she got a dirty test January 11th. So we'll see, man. We'll see. The good thing is, just like Dillian White, her clear or her negative test results are from VADA, so she's at least got that. I do want to see what's gonna happen because it should be, if she's guilty, it's overturned. She's a no contest. It goes on the column for Franchon Cruz, and she should get her belts back. So this is gonna be a little drama story for sure, and I'm interested to see what's gonna happen. What are gonna be the results? Because I think the WBC gave her the humanitarian award. So like, do you take that from her now if she cheated? Right? So we got
right.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. It's gonna be a little drama story. So I want to see what happens. But the news is that the WBC super middleweight champion tested positive for a banned substance. I had the names. It's like Stanzadol, some dude.
Yeah, Stanza. Yeah. STAN. I don't fucking DOZOL.
Yeah, something like that. And it's just like, whoa, okay.
Man, I tell you one thing though, motherfucking internet can't wait, boy. Mm-hmm. Motherfucking internet, they can't wait, boy. I get on Twitter, type in Alejandra Jimenez, it's all kind of shit, man. Like these motherfuckers, what do y'all get the time and be so quick with it? Like shit. I knew she's a cheater. One dude put photoshopped her face on like Arnold Schwarzenegger, like when he was a bodybuilder back in the day and shit. It's crazy,
bro.
Man.
You know how many comments I seen on our own posts? If I go through our own posts on IG informing people with the Oscar De La Hoya letter, people are just like, man, you couldn't tell from the voice. You seen her voice? Did you hear her? So like, people had these assumptions, man. So for her, the best thing would be is that she's not guilty, because I don't think she can come back from this. Because this is not a lot of women. You know what I'm saying? There's not a lot of women to be boxing. So like, if you get labeled a cheater in this little ass pool of women, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't even know of other women cheating. You know what I mean?
Heather Hardy got
guilty,
then came back and she was straight.
No. No.
What would you mean? I think she had like an explanation for it because she was on her. No.
I don't know. Send it to me. I didn't.
Was clear.
I didn't see anything get cleared. I thought she.
That's why I say, man, they don't motherfucking they don't publicize the good shit.
Well, I mean, damn, who said that, right? That was Willie Monroe. Willie Monroe, yeah. Willie Monroe said that.
Another one.
He said that, they only talk about the bad, and that's what's gonna happen. Hopefully, the truth doesn't fall on deaf ears,
Absolutely, shit.
But other than that, we got the press conference with Wilder and Fury, and your reactions. I'm gonna be honest, I'm probably gonna get hated for, but I didn't watch it, bro. I didn't watch it, bro. I don't know, bro. Like, really, like,
I definitely watched it. 4 o'clock. Wasn't no football on. College basketball. I only watched Kentucky, and they weren't playing on till later on that night. So it wasn't shit on TV. So I definitely, you know what I'm saying, sit down, watched a little Wilder Fury. Had a little king chairs on the stage for him and shit. Fury came out in a very, very awful looking suit. You know what I'm saying? I don't get why he wore the suit with all the flowers. Maybe it's Gucci, maybe it's name brand, but I'm not. I wouldn't buy that shit. But anyway, Wilder came out with a nice Canadian blue jean suit on. Had the blue jean jacket with the blue jean pants. Those guys just seemed like they wanted to give each other credit. You know what I'm saying? It just seemed like, hey man, Fury's a good fighter, but Wilder did say Fury, like he been saying, he doesn't believe Fury's going to stand there and try to trade. And Fury's been very adamant that he will. He's trying to knock Wilder out. He's going to sit down more on his punches. That's why.
Trying to get as much pay-per-view buys as he can. He want that back-end money.
One thing I can say, man, Heidi. I don't know, man. We might need to bring somebody else in for Heidi. Her first question was just like, huh? Hey, Fury just made her look so like, whoa, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying?
What did she say?
She asked Fury, you referred to Wilder as a P word. Were you questioning his masculinity? And I don't know if I said masculinity right, but anyway, Fury was like, what are you talking about? You referred to his woman's genitals. Fury like, huh? The P word. Wilder's like, pussy. You're like, yeah, that. Fury like, I never slept with him, so I wouldn't know how masculine he is, or something to that effect or whatever. So I'm just like, what the hell are we starting off at? You know what I'm saying? Like, how did he just start the thing off on the wrong foot, man? But I guess she's entertaining. You know what I'm saying? I guess she watched some YouTube videos where he called Wilder a pussy, and she felt like that was a good question to ask off the jump. But Fury just made her look like, huh? What? Fury's so fucking shitty for that, man. You know what he said? He was just like, huh? What? Huh? But yeah, man, Heidi
He probably was trying to get her to say that shit on
exactly.
TV.
On Fox, you know what I'm saying? But nah, it wasn't going down like that. But the press conference, you know what I'm saying? All in all, it was just, it was nice, man. It was nice. It wasn't like, it's not a Showtime press conference, so we got to understand that it's on Fox, it's on national broadcast TV where the FCC is going to be monitoring everything they say and get fined, and they ain't trying to have that shit. So, it was nice. It wasn't like overly entertaining, but the first part of it was when they stared off for like almost 2 minutes because each guy, for some reason in boxing, they don't want to be the first person to like look away or sit down. But Fury cracked a smile and Wilder like, you lost, and then he sat down. So that was the tone of the press conference. So it was just like, I'm like, oh, okay, that's where we're going today on Fox. But yeah, man, Showtime, you know what I'm saying, maybe get a little bit more vulgar, but Fox, man, you gotta know that it's not gonna be like that. One thing that I did like, they didn't go to a commercial for the whole press conference. They stayed there and they went to a commercial afterwards.
Was it worth having a second press conference and breaking camp?
Like JD said, they knew it was coming. Was it worth it? Probably so. You get more exposure. It's Grammy weekend, so I'm sure Wilder and Fury probably stayed for that. You know what I'm saying? Rock Nation had their brunch today. A lot of different things going on in Miami. Not Miami, but LA. So it's possible that it's more exposure for them right now in LA. So I would say yes, and fine. Let's see what we got. News and notes. You got anything you want to say about the press conference, or you didn't watch it? But breaking camp, man. I don't think breaking camp was a big deal. We got some heavyweight news on the docket. Joyce versus Daniel Dubois seems like Joyce has agreed to his side, according to, I believe, my commentary, what I was reading. But also, the EBU ordered Hrgrovic versus Joyce.
Hrgovic.
Hrgrovic, you know what I'm saying? Same guy. Versus Joyce. Which one would you rather see? I think the more logical fight would be Daniel Dubois saying that Joe Joyce just signed with Frank Warren and Hrgovic is with Matchroom.
I mean, I think it might be Hrgovic because of the money.
What do you mean money?
Like you said, Hrgovic is with Matchroom, and usually they win. Usually they offer the other guy more money to come fight on DAZN.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Frank Warren is the guy, his promoter, so he got to sign off on that. But I think if you're Frank Warren, you can possibly sell this as a pay-per-view over in the UK. You know what I'm saying? Both guys have a little fan base over there that could possibly, you know what I'm saying, do some good numbers. We've seen Chisora versus White as a pay-per-view. I think this might be maybe a little bit better fight. You know what I'm saying? A lot of mystique with Daniel Dubois. Can he knock out guys on the level of Joe Joyce? And we got to see, can Joe Joyce
but that's what I'm saying. You don't think that Eddie could offer Frank more money for Joyce to fight Hrgovic on DAZN than Frank can offer Joe Joyce to fight Dubois on a domestic pay-per-view?
Nah, how much you gonna offer Joe Joyce to fight on the undercard?
Why wouldn't that shit be a main event, Mike? You wildin'.
Who knows? Main event for who?
Hrgovic?
Man, get the fuck out of here, bro.
Nah,
he ain't
bro,
main event yet.
DAZN signed him for a reason, bro. They know what he is.
He ain't main event yet.
I mean, maybe versus Joe Joyce he is.
Joe Joyce not the one either. He's not the one by himself.
That's why both of them. I mean, Hrgovic
Dubois
is more.
Bro, you put both of them together, you still got an undercard fight.
I think Joyce is the better fight. I think Dubois is still green. I think Hrgovic at least fought Eric Molina, and Joyce has at least fought Bermain Stavern. Those are title challenger or former challenger. Like Dubois still fighting dudes we never heard of. Bro, that we laughing at.
Bro, Dubois is headlining his cards, bro.
Yeah, but he fighting Fujimoto,
It don't matter who he fighting. He on the come up. He fight Joe Joyce. It's a stadium fight over in the UK, I believe. So that bitch in the stadium. Motherfuckers will come out to see how that fight plays out. I'm telling you. And Joe Joyce, Daniel Dubois is like, he's the A-side. He's the star. He's the one that BT Sports and Frank Warren is behind. Joe Joyce got a little name over there, man. That's why he got to fight a guy like Daniel Dubois so he can kind of try to build his name. Ain't nobody trying to fight Joe Joyce, bro. Ain't nobody checking for Joe Joyce.
I still think.
No disrespect to fucking Joe Joyce.
I still think Eddie offers more money than what Frank could put together for Joyce. That's just my guess. You know, it's nothing more than that. I just feel like Eddie rather Hrgovic beat up on somebody else fighter than one of his own stablemates. You know what I mean? And if he could use Joe Joyce's name to make a name for Hrgovic and get the TV rights, he would. You know, and I think that Frank would at least listen to see what Eddie's offering his fighter. You know, but he could go through Sam Jones too. You know, Sam Jones is actually the manager of
Joe Joyce.
Yep. So he could send the offer to Sam Jones to get it to Joyce, and then they talk to Frank when they've already seen the amount, and they're like, "Yo, we need this in our life." Because let's be real. I mean, we can't act like Joyce could sit around waiting, fighting prospects. My man's like 30-something, about to fight Dubois, who's a youngin'. Like, and is that fight worth the risk to him? You lose to that youngin' and you drop down the ladder because he's prospect status. You know, he about to use your name. You know, at least Hrgovic is an Olympian. You know, at least Hrgovic has got that pedigree. Dubois is self-made, so I don't know. Who would you rather lose to? Just something to think of.
All right. Let me see what we got next on the docket. We got Ricardo Mayorga is recovering after a severe beating, which he was robbed too.
Oh, man.
What happened at? Nicaragua. Said it resorted in several fractures. He took a blunt force to the head and I believe to the shoulder. He was left unconscious on the ground, and somebody recognized him and immediately tried to get him to the hospital. So he was robbed of like cell phone, cash, and some clothes and things like that, man.
Damn, bro. First Eubank, now this.
Yeah, man. Prayers to his family, man. Hopefully he makes it full recovery.
People corny. I never liked stick up kids, man. That shit was always corny to me. Like, can't get it yourself. People really thought that was like some sort of a profession.
That shit definitely was. Motherfucker, profession nigga. Nigga used to ride drug dealers all the time.
I know, but that shit was whack.
Hey, man, it's part of the game.
That ain't part of the game. I mean, it is. It's
but part of the game.
But them the weeks. Them the weeks in the game. Them the dudes that they always fucked up the money and niggas cut them off. So they got angry and they started robbing. And then they liked the fast money. But them dudes that got zero business mind. They can't keep it together. So they had to use aggression.
Those are dudes motherfucker hired too. Had their ass on call. Oh man. I can't even say nothing because I don't think you probably watched it yet. You'll watch it tonight.
You talking about Power?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know I don't cheat. I watch it on TV, not the app.
Hey, excuse me, then. I'm supporting on the app too. Man, shout out to Power to Stars too. I was for the council and they offered me $2.50 for like 6 months. Cash me in, Stars. I appreciate it. Former 10-time national champion Kahshad Elliott inks with Split T Management. So Split T, like, they out here making a little roster for themselves.
Split T's David McWater.
Yeah, he making a roster for himself, man. That's why I put it on there, because I knew Split T was David McWaters.
Who he signed? What weight is this dude you talking about?
Man, I gotta go back to the motherfucking article and remember that. I just know he's a 10-time national champion.
Damn, 10 Tom? That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's double digits. Josh Taylor versus Konsong. Simpson outbids Top Rank. You know what I'm saying? So Simpson's boxing. You know what I'm saying? Top Rank done lost another one, man. But they got to better be one back.
Expect that on a PBC fight coming to you soon.
Really?
What the fuck? When you seen Simpson have a network date?
I just want you to spill it to you, man. My bad.
Nah, they don't got no network date unless they gonna put him on motherfucker. And I know he ain't paid no 1.39 to put this shit on Showbox. Because remember, the last time Simpson had a fighter on Showtime was Honduras, the Burning Tower. His other fighter that you see,
he finna fight on the Wilder Fury card, I think, right? Honduras and versus a Top Rank dude.
I don't know, but his other fighter who you get to see a lot is Javier Fortuna, who's also going to be in an eliminated with Luke Campbell. I was actually talking to Javier the other day, and he said they training, but he's still in DR, Mike. I'm going to start having faith because Jason is in DR. He went back to DR, and he posting pictures in his gym in DR, which looks nothing like a gym over here, FYI. You know what I'm saying? And just, excuse me. Just for context, look at Jarrett Hurd, who's an American, getting that American training his whole time. And he's like, bro, you don't know what you missing until you know what you missing. You know what I'm saying? So he's saying, like, I got in this camp and I didn't know how many things I wasn't doing in the past until I got here. And that's all I'm saying for these Dominicans. Like, okay, Jason won. Cool. But come over here, champ. Fortuna wins. But come over here, man. You know what I'm saying? Get that dog train and get that dog spawn, because who they spawn out there? Have you seen the pro records of Dominicans lately? You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no spawn out there unless you flying them out. Now, if you flying them out, you nice as hell, because you flying dudes to the Caribbean to get that work. I mean, I'm ready to be a spawn partner if it's like that. But yeah, man. Hopefully, we go all the way back to Simpson. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a PBC card. Unless somehow Bob Like officer, but I just don't get it. Why not just negotiate with Bob, right? Like if you were gonna let this be on ESPN, why not just come to a deal? When you go to purse bid, he came with that 1.3. Is that his own money? I'm not saying he ain't holding. I'm just saying, is that his own, or did he say, yo, Al, you want this fight? What's up?
That's some slick shit right there, boy. That's some slick shit right there.
I mean, look, because you got to go make a bid. You got to show proof of funds. You know what I mean? And for Al,
deposit within a certain amount of time.
Exactly. For Al to get a unification match on PBC, you know, for 1.3, that ain't bad. We talking about, we know long time Danny and Broner and them getting 1.2. So he said, hold up, you giving me a unified and you giving me Fortuna? No, wait, no, who is it? He won, he won, because the dude, we don't know that dude. Whoever, Kung Sing Punk, who he fighting?
Kong Song.
Yeah, I never heard of the Kong Song. But, yeah, so look, so for Al, he like, fuck it, I'm getting, for the price of one, I'm getting 2 and 2 belts. Let's do it, you know? And don't get it twisted. Imagine if Pong Song win. Where you think the loyalty going to? Is going to Al. Pontoon.
Kong Song, man. Kong Song, like King Kong, but song.
Oh, right? Kong Song.
He said Pong Song. Who the fuck is that nigga?
Oh, Kong
but,
Song.
But also, man, you can catch us Thursday night. We got, on top of all those interviews, man, we probably going to just stay live because Andre and Killer will be fighting, Tep and Farmer. And what's my guy name? I'm sorry.
Don't forget, man.
Diaz
we might shut the show down too because Crawford might call in. I mean, he said Thursday, so we'll see.
Shit. Yeah, everybody got to be rescheduled.
You know, we'll see. We'll see if he's. You know, I mean, look, I sent him a message and I just double checked like, yo, is that time good with you? So we'll see.
All right, Teixeira versus Castano. WB orders a purse bid by January 29th.
Damn, they on it. See, I hate when these guys like this, like, come on, Teixeira all the way from Brazil, man. Like the third world countries, they be pushed. They get mad when them third world country dudes win, and there's
But you know when you fight for a vacant belt, what's coming up?
Bruh, let the man get a little hometown. There was talks of maybe Crawford. Like, he can't get no super fight, man. Like, it's right away. Go fight Castellano, some Argentine that only fought once on PBC.
Twice.
There you go. But, I mean, he deserves his shot. I seen him as soon as Jason won, he was like, yo, I want Jason. Everybody want that Dominican now.
Marcos Maidana, he's back in the news talking about making another comeback. 2020.
Yeah, but he bluffing, man. He bluffing. Listen, he only saying that shit, Mike, because he about to have this fight with that dude. So he's trying to soup you up into believing he coming back after this. So you want to watch this, then he out. He out with your money, man. I don't believe him until he come over here.
It's an exhibition though, right?
Yeah. Some dude named Arce or some shit like that. Soon as he come over here and start training with Robert, then I'll believe him. But over there, no sir. Won't be lying to me.
And last but not least, man, rest in peace to Kobe Bryant, a.k.a. the Black Mamba, and his beautiful little daughter, man.
Crazy.
Oh, shit, man. I had the fucking TV on all day just on the news, bro. Watching sports and got a whole day just.
Bruh, Instagram got the fucking accident already.
Yeah, I seen it.
They got the fucking chopper going down. I'm telling you, this generation is wow.
The chopper, man.
Nothing you can do that ain't gonna come to light.
Talk about feeling powerless as a father in that moment, bruh.
Yeah.
Y'all going down, man.
That shit spinning. You couldn't even jump out. You couldn't, because how could you react? That shit is spinning. Those are at that point. That's like one of them roller coasters. Remember the teacup ride at the fair when you in a teacup and it just keeps spinning, and it's like, how you gonna jump out? You know what I'm saying? Let alone with your daughter. Shit, crazy, bro.
It's tough, bro. Tough, man. God damn, man. Go ahead, go out to the college, man. We get a 10 count or something for Kobe, bruh.
Bruh, while I was looking for that, man, you know how hard it is. I'm looking. I got it. I got one. I just got to find on the page that is at. Oh, here you go.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
All right. You know the number to call in, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 one-time. Voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. We're going masterminds. We're going ringers. No, excuse me. Pound for pound, mastermind, boomerang, ringer. In that order. So, up first, CYP. Boomerang. What up?
Yeah, Randy.
Yes, sir.
Well, man, I'm from LA. We love Kobe here, but that's not why I like Kobe. I'm gonna run my boomerang back to back. I don't know how long it's gonna take. Anybody who know me personally, they know my history and how I grew up. I was 11 years old. I was living in an orphanage and shit, and a group of celebrities came through into the building for a whole day to spend with us. It was when Kobe Bryant was a rookie. He came, he shot baskets with us, he encouraged us, he played with us, he had a personal talk with me. Ever since that day, I've been a Kobe fan as a man, not just as a basketball player. Anyone who fuck with me know that you don't say nothing bad about Kobe around me, because it's not a basketball argument, it's not a basketball debate. That man literally helped me in my fucking childhood. Like, that man helped my childhood. When you ain't got no father, no mother, no grandma, no grandpa, and you can look at a man like Kobe, and Kobe can tell you, man, keep your head up. You can be anything you want to be. He gave me the speech that, parents give their kids. He gave it to me personally. That's a fact. Like, Kobe did that to me personally. A lot of this shit is crazy. I heard it, and I've been literally trying to ignore everything and get off social media because I don't want to even think about it or talk about it. And I thought to myself, you know what? Kobe's the kind of man that always thinks, hey, the show must go on. Kobe is the show must go on kind of dude. He is that kind of man, and that's the only reason I came on this show today, to let y'all know that. Some of y'all haters could believe I'm lying, I'm making some shit up. Dude, I don't lie, and I would never lie on Kobe and his beautiful daughter. We love him out there. Rest in peace, Kobe. We love you 100%. CYP. Carlos Moore really loves you, because that's who we met. He didn't meet CYP. That's for real. CYP out.
CYP, man, thanks for calling in. We're going to Detroit's own alumni, Stainless.
Motherfucker murder, mayhem, last words of the stainless. Told you I would kill you, squeeze after I aim it. If you're talking money, then you're speaking my language. Or shut the fuck up in grown folks' conversation.
Yo, TBV, what's good?
What up?
Yo, sorry, man. Of course, I'm at work on Bluetooth, so I'm going to make it short and quick. I can't even talk boxing, man. I got that news about Kobe on my way to work, and it's still just tough news to take. To anybody dealing with that loss right now, man, prayers out to you, and to the Bryant family as well, prayers out to you. That's all I got, man. As I always say, please make sure you push that thumbs up. Share this in every episode of the Boxing Voice podcast. It's TBV for life. And if you ain't on Patreon, it's because you're stupid. Peace. And shout out to El Camino.
All right, brother. Well, thank you for calling in. Let me go out to these super chats real quick. We got refreshing. Sorry about that. But if you're just tuning in, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button as it helps with the visibility of the show. You can also go ahead and subscribe to the show so you get those notifications. We went live this morning and you didn't know because you're not subscribed to the show. We got one from KO Surge that says Danny Garcia couldn't put down a C-class fighter. Robert the Genius says Robert the Genius versus Machine Gun Matt on February 29th on Border Wars. Shout out to Rob. Shout out to Matt in Texas. Both participants in Border Wars going down February 29th. Yeah, if you don't know about Border Wars, you're missing something. We got Trenton Jones that says, just because y'all do so much, thank you. Well, he says thank y'all, and I'm saying thank you. And we got Eric Cruz back, the Super Chat King in the house. What up, Eric Cruz? We're going out to what looks like a boomerang in Seattle. Dominic, Mr. PBC.
Mr. PBC, baby. BoxingVoice.com.
I'm the flyest. Canelo talking about he believe he can win. Go to my kitchen. Get the sharpest knife. Cut the bullshit out. I don't care what you do good. I do every fucking thing great.
Mr. PBC, baby.
Yo. What's up, everybody? What's up, Mike and Ness? How y'all doing today?
What up? Good evening, champ.
What up, homie?
Hey, crazy day, man. I had a date set up, and I think it was TJ or one of the twins hit me up. And he said he posted something in the chat, and it was a white lady talking about LA niggas. And it just threw me off, man. I had a date with a, real stallion horse white girl. So it threw me off. I didn't even want to fuck with it after that. RIP to Kobe Bryant. And I watched all the PBC going down. And to you, Ness, Sean Porter did address the Terrence Crawford situation. Just let you know, I watched all the interviews. I think it was one of Fight Hype's little snippets. Deontay Wilder getting at it really didn't entice me to really care for the press conference, the second one. But, Tyson Fury is looking a little different. He's not so talkative, talking a little crazy. I like it, but I'm really just ready for the fight. It's been prolonged too long. I'm ready for the biggest heavyweight fight that there will and ever be. And that's my call.
All right. Dom, Boomerang, thanks for calling in. We're going out to Ringer in Sweden.
This is the only sport where you can kill a man and get paid for it at the same time. It's legal. So why not use my right to do so?
If he doesn't die, it doesn't count. If he's not dead, it doesn't count.
If he dies, he dies.
Yo. What up, Nas?
What up?
I would just to say I appreciate you for trying to pronounce Filip Hrgovic's name because he's from the former Republic of Yugoslavia. So I appreciate you for trying to be respectful with his name. So that's very nice of you. And I think Danny Garcia performed well. I don't know what people are complaining about. He timed Ivan Redkach in the first round, and Ivan felt the power, and he won. He was gun shy for the rest of the fight. I think Danny performed pretty well. It wasn't a bad fight. Jarrett Hurd, he was working on some things, but when you work in front of things on TV, you're open to criticism, and I didn't like what I saw from him against a much smaller man, And of course, rest in peace to Kobe Bryant. He was a childhood icon for everyone who ever played basketball. So that's all about I got. Thanks, guys.
All right. Jordan was more my guy than Kobe, but I guess that's just an age thing. Steve, Ringer, Chicago, talk to me.
Yeah, hey, how's it going, guys? Hey,
all good, Steve.
Yeah, the fans are funny, man. Uh, Danny and Hurd, Garcia and Hurd both. I mean, they dominated that whole fight, both those guys, and they were getting booed in the crowd and that. And I know New York is a tough place to compete in, but to me, that's just that ain't right. I mean, those guys, they didn't get a knockout, but to be honest with you, I felt as though Hurd was experimenting. I think he could have put that dude down, but I think he was just experimenting this new style he wants to create for himself. And Garcia, you know, he damn near did knock him out. If you watch the fight, the guy just hung in there, but man, those two both were dominations. I don't know what people are fickle about. But yeah, and as far as I saw the press conference, you have to say that was an epic show, man, because you said you didn't watch it, but whenever we ever seen two major networks get together and their broadcast booths both were sharing the show, so they had both Fox broadcast and ESPN sharing the same stage. I mean, that's unprecedented. I mean, we should really be behind that. That's great to see that they could work together to bring this fight. I enjoyed it. It wasn't heated. It wasn't nothing crazy, but I thought just the fact of watching those broadcasters work together, that's what kind of impressed me. Not so much what they were saying to the fighters and that, but just seeing some of them how they put the show together. I thought was something I've never seen, and I enjoyed it from that aspect. And yeah, that's all I got. There's not much to talk about other than that.
Well, all right, Steve, man, thanks for calling in, Chicago. Let's see what we got over here. Who's up next? Looking like Brandon in Cincinnati. What up?
What up, Mike? What up, Ness? I want to go ahead and get the RP Kobe out the way. Rest in peace to the king. Rest in peace to the legend. Now that that's out the way, let's talk some boxing. Didn't really watch the Danny Garcia fight. Kept falling asleep. I don't know if it was the performance or the fact that I was traveling all day. Probably a combination of both. Bottom line is, John Molina stopped this guy. The guy Mikey beat for his 140 title stopped this guy. And Danny Garcia, Mr. Powerful no-look left hook, couldn't. So, I mean, he's going to get criticized. But interested in his post-fight, he mentioned some guys he wanted to fight next. Didn't mention Crawford, but hey, I'm used to that. Guys don't want that smoke. Go ahead and let this guy get a, Manny Pacquiao or Errol Spence payday off the backs of their popularity. And let him, fade into oblivion. Not really interested in what he's got going on. He's not really fighting nobody. He's just looking for a big-time paycheck. As far as what we talked about earlier, Ness, I wish you would keep the same energy all the way around the board, brother. You did a whole show about AJ saying 30%, but Eddie Hernandez said 50%. And you take AJ's words verbatim, but when I bring up Sean Porter saying he wants to fight other people, you keep saying, well, Kenny Porter's saying this. So let's just speak about what the managers and promoters say and not what the fighters say, because you had that energy when it's Sean Porter. So we should ignore what AJ's saying because Eddie Hernandez saying something totally different. If we use your logic on that.
Is Sean Porter and AJ the same person? Does Sean Porter have the power that AJ has? I don't think so. So, get your shit together.
I mean, I don't think so. I think they have about the same amount of power. Let people tell it. AJ is Eddie Hearn's slave. He does what the fuck Eddie Hearn tells him. We see people saying that all the time. You know that, Nez. Don't do that, brother.
Nah,
you hear people saying that.
You don't do that. You putting AJ on the level of Sean Porter just so you can try and kind of waste your clock down. I don't know, because you're not making sense. No one here would agree with you that they're on the same level.
No, I never said they're on the same level. I said both guys are considered to be,
if they're not on the same level, how could they receive an offer the same way?
Old guys are not known to be talkative guys, and their managers and promoters usually do the negotiating talking for them.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
So if his manager does the talking for him, ain't his manager saying he waiting on a call?
No.
Oh, his manager not saying that?
Keep the same energy. We did a whole show saying AJ said this, that, and this. But when I bring up the fact that Sean says this, that, and this, you don't want to do a show about that. You want to say, well, Kenny said this. Well, let's say Eddie said that. We can't flip-flop, brother.
And I think we did report on Eddie saying 50-50. The problem is you don't want me to report on AJ turning around and saying 70-30. I mean, the shows are there. We do a show every day. You gonna tell me we ain't talk about Eddie finally saying 50-50? Come on, champ. I'm telling you. You guys got to, there's more than just Crawford out here, man. Every argument is based on Crawford for that guy. It's like, sheesh. Got to get you like a little sticker or something. Who's next here? Any more boomerangs? Let me see. Nope. All right. Going down the line, we got Black John. You listening, right? Just listening. All right. We're going to L Dog in New Zealand. Talk to me.
Yeah, what's up, guys? Now, on that Joe Joyce situation, I agree with Ness. I think Joe Joyce will fight Hrgovic, and the main reason why, I don't think is the money, but because Joyce is actually running out of time. And because he's running out of time, they're going to go for the man who has the higher rankings in the sanctioning bodies, which is Hrgovic. Hrgovic is recognized as a better heavyweight right now.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Daniel
you're wrong
Dubois.
about that. Hrgovic isn't ranked above Dubois. Dubois is number 3 in the WBO.
That's
Smash
only
it
one,
out,
though.
dog.
Hrgovic is ranked 7th in the WBC, and he's ranked, I believe, 8th in the IBF.
Correct on
And he's-
both.
Yeah, and he's top 15 in the WBO, so overall
When they
he has a
rank that
higher
on
ranking.
BoxRec, that's what I respect.
What?
Yeah.
What they rank on BoxRec.
Hrgovic is higher again.
He is? All right, then you got a point.
Let's see, because that's based on points, and Hrgovic shouldn't be getting points for the guys he's fighting.
I mean, early on,
I
he
mean,
should, right?
he is getting more points than Dubois because of he fought a Mayor Mansour.
Exactly.
He fought Molina, and that's what I told you. I told you that he got the better resume. So Joyce is gonna go like in Joyce's eyes, Dubois is a kid. But Hrgovic is ranked number 14 in BoxRec, and Dubois.
Go ahead, L Dog. Sorry.
Yeah, but my prediction for that fight is Hrgovic is going to stop Joe Joyce. I'll say this because I rewatched that WSB fight, and I actually have Hrgovic winning. But the thing was, Joe Joyce was 28 years old then. Hrgovic was only 20. He was a lot less physically mature then and didn't quite have his man strength. Now he has his man strength. He weighs more. He's more experienced. And Joe Joyce is on the back end of his physical prime. I think Hrgovic is going to be able to walk him down and stop him.
But you also think Hrgovic is going to beat everyone in the heavyweight division. But I believe you on this one.
I think in due time he will, but right now if you throw him in with Wilder and AJ, no, he needs more development.
Definitely after being clubbered with Eric Molina right hands.
But here's the thing with Hrgovic, he's never been dropped as an amateur or a pro. So his chin is very solid.
He would definitely get dropped. Molina is a school teacher, remember. You know, if he gets hit with that right hand by any decent heavyweight, my man's going.
Joe Joyce not dropping him.
Who?
Joe Joyce not
yeah,
dropping
well, you know, Joyce is different. You know, did he drop Stavern?
Hell no, I ain't dropped Stavern. I don't think. I think Stavern
Just
failed.
watch the WSB fight, man. Hrgovic was really piecing Dubois up with the right hand, and that was when Hrgovic was in like low 200 pounds. Now he's weighing around 240, 235. He's a lot heavier. He's a lot more physically mature. I don't think Joyce at 34 is going to be able to take those right hands.
We'll see, man. I mean, Molina did well with those. You know, he didn't get knocked out cold. It was more like, yo, he's hitting me behind the head. I'm complaining than, yo, this guy hits hard. But we'll see.
Mr. Info Joe.
Tell him the truth, yo. Tell him
This portion of the show we call In the Know, presented by my
Yo, what's up, my boxing brothers? What up, Mike? What up, Ness?
Info, what it do?
Info.
Hey, yo, LA is morning, man. Los Angeles, stand up. Yo, shout out to, rest in peace to Kobe, man. I called him Obi-Wan Kobe, man. The dude, man, great basketball player, man. He did a lot for LA, man. This dude, he united the city, man, when they won them championships, man. I don't care who you was, what color you was, where you from, or whatever, man. You had that Laker hat on, that Laker flag in your car rolling down. The 110 people gonna honk at you all through LA, man. Shout out to Kobe. I was there. My wife had won tickets, man. We had box seats tickets at the Staples, man, and I was there when he shot the 81 points. I was there that game, man. The Staples was rocking, man. I still got the stubs. I still got the parking stub to it, man. I'm gonna hold on to that and frame it, man. But on the boxing, I just had to say that's my greatest memory of Kobe. The 81 points, man. I was there in the building, yo. But on the Hurd, oh man, I think that he's still lacking that defense. I see he was working on things. I did expect a stoppage, but Santana was tough, you know. But I chalk it up to him, working on some things with the new coach. As far as Danny, man, Danny was hitting that kid, man. I thought he was gonna get stopped in the 6th, the 8th, the 9th. That kid had a chin, man. I expected the stoppage. I think I chose the 8th round, but I don't know. I wasn't disappointed, because the dude just. What else could Danny hit him with, man? The motherfucker hit him with the kitchen sink. That kid wouldn't go, man. But I did expect a little bit more. But that's all I got, my brothers. Yo, hit those thumbs up. You're listening to the voice of the people. There is no equal. Peace.
Joe, man, thanks for calling in. As always, appreciate it. We got New Orleans.
So interesting that you come across like a nice guy, but you're really a piece of shit. Hey, with that comment. Come on. No, that was a piece of fuck you. That was a piece of shit. We're doing live TV. Man, I don't care. What you gonna do about it?
I'll kill this mother. Why do you have to talk like that? Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you. You have a problem? Turn off your station. I'm the best ever.
Yeah, what's up, Ness? What's up, Mike?
What up?
I want first shout out Steve Kobe Bryant. Was my favorite basketball player of all time. I don't got too much to talk about the topics on the fights. I wasn't impressed with Jarrett Hurd. I ain't see nothing new that he really worked on. Danny Garcia fight. I predicted the 9-round stoppage with him. And it looked like he was about to get him out of there, but your boy, he lasted. So, I ain't really wasn't impressed on the fights. That don't prove nothing to Danny Garcia for his next fights. I think he called out the winner out of Pacquiao or Errol Spence. So, I'm just waiting to see them fighters come back and see who they go fight. Danny's still in the mix, but he didn't really impress me too much last night. That's my call.
All right. Well, thank you for calling in, JT. We got Michael White. Oh, shit. I think that's Aaron.
What's up, Ness?
Yep. Aaron, what up?
Mike, what's cracking?
What up?
Out here in Southern California, morning Kobe, man. And really quick on Kobe, he's everything AJ will never be. He is the American athlete. How many times has Kobe lost in his career and how many championships he's won? Never was afraid to step up to the challenge. His competitiveness and his fire just burned. And that's something all athletes in all sports can learn from. AJ asking for 30% is just ridiculous again. Everyone in the chat saying, well, Wilder would even get $50 million. It's not about that. It's about the split percentage. If Parker's still getting 33%, why would you even offer Wilder 30% at this point? how could you UK fans even support this notion? At this point, it's just ridiculous. I mean, does he really want the fight? If you're a competitor, you get in the ring, you make the fight happen at the end of the day. So I hope Wilder would even take 45% and just make this fight happen. Hopefully 2021 it does. AJ will be lucky to get through Usyk and Pulev, but sad day for Kobe, and I hope fighters can take his mentality. I think Wilder has it, and we'll see what the future holds for the heavyweight division. But that's my call.
All right, big dog. Thanks for calling in, man. Thanks for those kind words too.
For sure, brother. We got Mastermind NO. Talk to me.
Yo, what up, NO?
Woo. How my audio sound, bro?
You good.
Yeah, man. Look, R.I.P. COVID, bro. We lost one of the great ones, bro. I didn't think we were gonna go down like that, you know. Damn, bro. That was one of my favorite players, bro. Shit. You know what I'm saying? Prayers out to his family and his daughter, man. 13-year-old daughter, man. I know what that feel like, bro. It's fucked up, bro. That's all I got, man. Prayers go out to the family, man.
All right, we going to Majid, Cincinnati, Florida.
What up, Majid?
Majid just listening. We got Stonebone Boxing, Colorado.
Yo, what up?
What up?
Yeah, man, West Coast, all the basketball guys, man, y'all keep y'all head up, man. And I hope Allah's pleased with our brother Kobe, man. He'll be all right. He going to some green pastures, man, and wherever you believe, if you believe there's something up there, he going for it. I mean, if you was great here, you can only be great somewhere else. You know what I mean? Whatever is next for you. But this 70-30 thing, man, it's just it's one of the oldest tricks in the book. One of the price yourself out of the fight type tricks. You know what I mean? And it's just ridiculous because we got Eddie running around talking about the type of money it can generate, and he's saying, "Hey, let's stop playing around, man. We're gonna have to come real with it." And then this fighter coming out saying, "Nah, ain't nothing." And we all saw the Wilder Fury press conference. It was very intense. Wilder's focused. He gonna knock him out. Jarrett Hurd pretty much looked at the same. He moved his head a little bit. I wanted to see him step on the gas and go and get him out of there. But yeah, I mean, I see he was just trying to work on some things. And the Danny fight, I mean, it was what it was. It was a little bit lackluster. You know what I mean? I was waiting for it. There's a couple times I thought Danny was gonna press the gas and get him out of there, but he looked like he was. I don't know if he was tired or he was disinterested or something. I mean, that's what I saw, and I don't think he's getting an Earl or the Pacquiao fight. So go on and accept that mandatory ass whipping from Bud Crawford, Danny. It's that time. I'm tired of talking about you. Let's go on and get this fight done. Next time you go to the gym, tell Angels quit talking crazy. They want a pay-per-view fight. That pay-per-view fight is going to be Bud because it ain't going to be Earl or Manny because they finna fight each other. And I'm going to catch y'all in the morning. Peace.
All right, Stone Bone. Thanks for calling in, homie.
All right. Trey, you there? Or you just listening? All right. We're going to looking like New Jersey zone.
Just like the king is what I mean. The king is what I mean.
Yo, TBV, what up?
What up, champ?
Listen, with all honor, due and respect, shout out to Kobe Bryant, shout out to LA, shout out to his family, shout out to Info Joe,
Listen, man. I just want to start off very respectful. I love the 10 bell toll that y'all gave. So we start off respectful before we address the disrespect. Yo, y'all fucking bugging disrespecting Danny. Are you fucking people crazy? Don't you realize Danny was ready to fight Earl Spence? I'm saying this. He was ready to fight. The fight didn't happen. It wasn't because of fucking Danny wasn't ready. So it doesn't matter what you thought of what he did with Redkach. He was supposed to be in there with Earl Spence. Why the fuck is anybody picking apart his performance? Did he decide to say, yo, Earl fucked it up for us, so I'm not going to fight at all? Did he stay the fuck down in Florida or stay out in Badlands, Philly? No, he came and he showed up and he fought an opponent. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. You got to be fucking crazy. So with that said, he did what he did against who he was supposed to do it against. So when Earl get well soon, let's take these fucking super chats and send Earl a get well soon card and some of them fucking tomatoes Kevin Cunningham got. What's up?
Were you not expecting more from Danny though last night? Seeing that
yes, I was expecting him to fight Earl Spence
and John Molina.
But see, listen, we know too much about boxing to go that route after I'm saying what I'm saying about the fight, because that's what happened to J-Rock. Just because we think he should have went in there and knocked him out, the man, he made it easy for Floyd is who he is based off of taking care of business. Danny took care of business. He fought a southpaw, right? Which he's warming up for either Pacquiao or Spence. I expected him to be ready, and he was ready for what he was ready for. So to answer that, Mike, yo, he did. Nah, definitely. Yo, but it wasn't gonna be a warm up if Earl wasn't motherfucking riding in the fucking Rari. It wasn't gonna be no warm up. Who he supposed to fight? He's supposed to fight Pacquiao.
You kind of got to be like, I'm glad you didn't want Earl, right? Since you're a Danny fan, like shit. If that was Earl last night, oh man.
Nah, man, we can't say that because he would have got up a different way. It was with a different preparation preparing for Earl, and he was obviously more than prepared. Mike, you said it yourself, and Ness quoted you just Friday, my G. You can't judge what he would have do with Spence off of this fight with Redkach. You know that.
I'm not judging it off what he's doing. I'm judging off what Spence been doing in his career, homie. That's what y'all get to misconstrue. I'm not basing off what Danny.
Well, what's Spence doing right now? What's Spence doing right now? He fucking recuperating, my nigga. And Danny would have been in the fight with Spence.
Training, nigga.
Had Spence not fucked.
You ain't seen his Snapchat? He got his daughter in the gym with him. He training right now. Earl getting ready for somebody.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good call. We're going out to GT Kid, Atlanta.
What up, GT?
Oh, what's going on, fellas? What's going on? Say rest in peace to Kobe, man. I didn't have him as the GOAT, but he was always a competitor. He's certainly a Hall of Famer. Great career. And, as he aged, he became a great family man, too. What I'm saying? He's done a lot in the community. It's cool hearing what CYP said, about Kobe coming through and just speaking to him, what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of people out there ain't got nobody for him. And, that can make a difference in a life. But moving on to the boxing, DSG, I tell you what, DSG is funny, man. He looked good last night. DSG sharp. Hands are fast, good counter-punching, understands distance, footwork, catch and shoot, counter-punching. But he's in there with another B-class guy, and I understand what you were just saying there, if he's supposed to be in there with Spence, or what the previous caller was saying, but he just made a career out of getting good paydays fighting B-class fighters. And he just keeps getting them, man. And but nonetheless, man, I'm not a Danny hater today, but I still think Spence beats him if they do fight. So I guess we'll see what happens. Like, kind of disappointed. There's really no buzz about Crawford, so I guess he's not interested in fighting Crawford really. Hurd looks like he's trying to figure things out. I think he was trying to get rounds at first, try to work on his boxing distance, work on his movement and his defense. He was trying to be defensively responsible as opposed to just walking people down and eating shots. But you know, he needs some work, you know, to get it acclimated to that new style. But he got the W, which is what he's supposed to do. He gassed bad towards the end of the fight. He might need to move up to 160, so they need to look at that hard because it's a big weight cut. He's a big boy. And then last is the whole AJ 70-30 thing. So I think the way I understood it, AJ saying he doesn't understand why it needs to be 50-50. But I don't think that I didn't hear anything in there about we're going to offer or we are offering 70-30. I think AJ is just stating his opinion, and I think if it comes down to negotiations after the Fury Wilder fight, I'm pretty sure they're offering 50-50 because they just want to get the fight across the finish line at this point. They want to get the undisputed fight so they can either get all the belts or lose all the belts. So that's all I got, fellas. You guys will be good.
All right, GT Kid, thanks for calling in. Davidian, talk to me.
Upstate, what up, homie?
Hey, what's going on, Mike? What's up next? RIP to Kobe. You know, he was definitely, one of my favorite players. That's why I like the Lakers in the first place. But yeah, it was sad. I don't know, like, first thing I was thinking that when I first heard it, I was like, I didn't want to believe it at first. I'm like, this can't be true. But then everybody everywhere was saying it was on the news. So, but yeah, it's very sad. Time is short. It's crazy how quick you could be here and then going tomorrow. But just prayers for his family, But because that's gotta hurt, losing your husband and your baby girl. So, but great fights this weekend. I thought Swift, Hurd. I thought Hurd. First half of the fight he looked good. I like how he was sticking that jab out there. But then second half he kind of, I thought he did okay. I think like what Steve was saying, he was kind of experimenting with this new style. I just want to see him keep working on, the sweet science of boxing and just get better because, that 154 division is, like, packed with, like, killers. So they're all really good, J-Rock is still in the mix. And, even though you lose, it's all right. I'm not really worried about it. It's how you come back, That's what a true champion does, But, and I thought, Danny Garcia, I thought he looked all right. I thought first half of the fight, it was looking like he was going to stop him, but somehow the Redkach, or whatever his name is, got like a second wind. So, he didn't get stopped. I'm kind of surprised, but it's okay. He was countering him, and, I just want to see what Danny does next. Either Manny or Earl or, I don't know, Crawford. I just want to see these guys fight and may the best man win. And the same thing with Joshua, but as we can see, this dude is a coward, so he's crazy. And I can't respect nobody like that. So we know Wilder would KO him anyway, so it don't matter. So I wouldn't want to go near him either. You know you're gonna get knocked out. So, but yeah, that's my call. God bless.
Davidian, thanks for calling in. We got DH in the Bay.
Bay Area.
Hello? Yeah, what's up with it?
What up?
I just look at it with this thing with AJ and all them. It just comes off as like extreme level clout chasing, not just normal. This is like extreme level, and there's nothing he could do about it because every interview that he get, he has to mention Wilder's name. And it's just like they're always chasing Wilder with this talk with every interview, And for years, Eddie and AJ have been trying to tell Deontay Wilder his value, what he's worth. You know what I'm saying? First it was $12 million with the flat fees. Then it was $15. Then it goes to they want them to sign a 3 to 4 fight deal. Remember
the 17-5.
You know what I'm saying? So all these times that they've been doing this. They're trying to tell Wilder what he's worth. And if I'm Wilder, I just stay what you're doing. Stay on your own path. Because now Eddie's talking about 50-50. You know what I'm saying? And Eddie's doing this before the Wilder and Tyson have the second fight. Because he knows that Wilder's stock is just going to keep growing and growing and growing to it's just going to get out of control. You know, and for the people that keep trying to talk about AJ, don't worry about AJ right now. Worry about Wilder's next fight, his upcoming fight, February 22nd. Pushing that out. You know what I'm saying? Getting the tickets, getting the sales, getting everything going for that. You know what I'm saying? And just do it one fight at a time because AJ already has his plan. He's going to fight fucking Pulev and Usyk and do his thing, and Wilder's going to do his thing. So stop looking ahead and focus on the now. And with Kobe, man, just rest in peace, man. You know, I'm from Northern California, the Bay Area. I've been a Warriors fan since the early 90s. And I remember the times when the Warriors wasn't good, you know what I'm saying? And I remember when Kobe and them was dominating. And, you know what I'm saying, although we didn't really like it, we had to respect it, you know what I'm saying? And that's all I can say about that. Rest in peace.
All right, DH in the Bay, thanks for calling in. Marcus, Ohio, talk to me.
Hello, Marcus.
You want run it back with me, man? He'll come back to me.
All right, we're going out to V in Jacksonville. Talk to me.
What up, V?
Yo, what's poppin', man? Rest in peace to the Black Mamba. 5-time champion, you know. Crazy how the man passed like that. You know, everybody got to just take in every day and appreciate it for what it is, man, because you never know if you never know your time. But on to Danny, my boy, he looked good last night. I think the problem with Danny is that he has to get busier, and that's going to be the stumbling block in his career until he decides, like, I have to pick up my activity. I could be a counterpuncher, but there's fights that I got to pick up my activity. I got to finish it off. You know what I'm saying? There's fights that I got to be more active because, they could fool the judges with the activity like the Porter fight. You know what I'm saying? He's got to let his hands go more. And until he does, that's going to be what keeps him from really being the best because otherwise I think he can beat everybody. Honestly, the only person beating him is himself. His activity level fucks him up every time. But, Crawford don't want none of that, man. That's a fucking joke.
Who is this again? This V?
This is, what? Yeah, this is V, man.
I just want to give credit to you.
Oh, okay. But your boy don't want none of that for Dan.
And you know what I mean by give credit to you, right? Because by you saying that he gonna beat everybody on the highest level if he let his hands go. Every time he lose to an elite level fighter when you call in, I'm gonna make sure, nigga, you know about it, all right?
All right. All right, we can do that, man. It's not a problem, but just make sure your boy bring up that paper so we can get this fight done. And when he mollywop him, I'm gonna return the favor.
Now you and Danny Wilder. Do you want to see the fight, or you trying to be Danny financial advisor?
Danny gonna mollywop him. Just get that paper
so we
can make this fight happen. That's all. Danny definitely taking Crawford. Spence is another story. That's a fight, but he gonna knock Crawford the fuck out. I promise you. I promise you.
Like he knocked out Redkach last night, right? Gonna knock him out.
Oh, well, what you? Hold up, like your boy. What's your boy doing?
Crawford a better southpaw than Redkach, and he ain't even left-handed.
Yo, he been struggling like the last 4 fights, and he ain't fight nobody. He fighting little sisters of the poor and struggling.
Go back to his resume. All of them knockouts.
You can never say that
on a
he's
knockout
struggling
streak.
last night.
What kind of streak
You
Danny
can never say that was a fight last night, though.
What kind of streak Danny
You can't say that.
Fighting like that?
What you mean? Who beat Danny for real? Who beat Danny for real? Who beat Danny for real? Who beat Danny for real?
Porter and motherfucking Thurman. Elite level, right?
Well, all right. That got real Exciting there. We're going out to Ricky Fresh.
Yes. First of all, let's say RIP to Kobe Bryant. Ain't called in a while. Man's been mad busy, but you get me. Life goes on, you get me. But RIP to Kobe Bryant. Man's a real legend out here. He's globally the face of basketball. We ain't saying nothing else. He's the face of basketball because that's my generation watching basketball. And memories with my dad, we watch fucking Lakers together. Anyway, moving on now. Fucking Wilder don't deserve no fucking 50-50. It's going to be 70-30. Reason being, hold on, listen, reason why I'm saying that is because 30% for Wilder would be $60 million or pounds. Let's be honest, because the fight's going to be so fucking big. It's going to be
start calling you nigga
around.
cash. Because you talking about money again. Why you worry about money?
No, I'm just simply saying,
30%?
my nigga, shut the fuck up, man.
You don't want
Let me
to
speak my
fight.
point.
Now you
Let me
want to get
speak my point.
disrespectful,
Let me speak my point.
Now you want to get
Let
disrespectful,
me speak my
because
point.
I'm talking to
My
you
point.
in a
Fuck
calm
you.
voice.
Tell me about money. Let me speak my point. Yeah? All right, my brother. He's going to make his money.
Don't call me
I
brother,
want
nigga.
the
Fuck
fight.
you.
Look, you want me to speak my point or what? Are you going to be emotional today or what?
Go ahead.
He's going to make his money. He's going to make his money. I'm not studying Joshua's pockets, but 60% would minimum be fucking 60 million. 30% would be minimum 60 million. So I want the fight. That's all I want. Minimum. If he gets 40%, that's probably 80 million living. I just want the fight. That's all I'm simply saying. Danny Garcia fight, nobody watched that, man. Like, to be honest, like I actually came on YouTube to see if your man's review about the fight. And I realized your man ain't post nothing about that. I'm thinking, damn, like this nigga, he could have. I swear, he had the option to go the zone, innit? Did he get option to go the zone?
I don't think that I don't ever formally or Eddie came out and said something about Danny. I don't think so.
He was chatting shit, saying that he wanted us to sign Danny Garcia as well, but I could be wrong. But anyway, no one watched that fight. This is a PBC, man, innit? Come on, man. Like the promotion of these fights is lackluster. But that's my call anyway. And Mike, no disrespect. I don't want you to get emotional right now, but no
First of all,
disrespect.
love, I was just fucking with you, man. Hope you ain't take it personal, but nigga, don't ever tell me to shut up, though. Please don't.
All right. Well, Ricky Fresh, thank you for calling in. And we're going to NO on the boomerang.
Yeah, bro. Look, Ness, let me turn this shit down. Look, bro. I mean, AJ don't want to fight, bro. You know what I'm saying? I think Eddie Hearn want to fight. I think Eddie Hearn want to fight because that's gonna put the most money in his pocket. AJ, he got enough money already. He not worrying about money like that no more. AJ is just trying to make sure he don't have a tarnished legacy, bro. He don't want that Glad Joe syndrome to be put on it. So I think he gonna try to see if one of these other guys can knock Wilder off, and then he gonna try to fight Wilder after that. But right now, while Wilder looking like he the killer, the Terminator, nah, he ain't trying to mess with that. He ain't trying to mess with that. And like the other caller said, bro, yeah, Danny got to let his damn hands go, bro. All that posing and trying to be the perfect counter puncher, bro. That's not gonna be the top guys, though. I just don't see it. That's what I got on that, bro. And, yeah, bro, that AJ shit, that's some bullshit. That's my call, bro.
All right. Well, I know. Thanks for calling in. We're going to Marcus. Ohio runs boxing. What up?
Yo.
Hey, prayers to Kobe and his family, man. It's crazy day, man. I watched the fights with the Hurd, man. I didn't see nothing different from Hurd. I don't know. I didn't hear the show earlier when y'all opened up, but I didn't see nothing different from Hurd, man. I would love to hear from his trainers and know what they was trying to do different. I just didn't see nothing really different. He got the knockdown at the end. But I just really didn't see too much, man. I didn't see too much nothing different really from Hurd, man. So I wasn't too impressed with that. Danny Garcia, be honest, I was actually wanting to see that. I saw what I wanted to see out of Danny. I actually was telling people when I watched Danny, man, Danny, mostly when he win his fights, majority of his fights, he win with that left hook, he knocked guys out. But most of the time when he don't knock anybody out, low-level competition too, they're close fights, man. It's like I never really see Danny dominate an opponent that he don't knock out. And I was impressed with that. I've seen that. I was impressed. I was happy to see that. Some people can criticize and say what they want, but that's what I was wanting to see in this fight. If he wasn't going to get the knockout, could he dominate a guy for 12 rounds and outpoint him? And he did that. So I was impressed with that because we all know sometimes Danny just can get outboxed in certain ways. You know what I mean? So I was impressed with that, man. But I didn't want to say too much, man. Love the show. Keep doing what y'all doing. Y'all know I got my support behind it. I'm out.
Yo, loving the memes, champ. You know I keep reposting the memes. We going out to Josh in North Carolina.
Salute TVV. You know, well, I love every time y'all come on, boy. Y'all make a nigga day. Danny Garcia looked good last night. Hey, that Fulton Jr. That fight, I like that fight. Little Asian nigga was trying to give him something, but Fulton Jr. held his own. Like I said, man, I'll just go back to AJ. He's the weakest heavyweight of all time. He's the woke. That nigga lame, man. Wilder deserves 50-50, bro. He might deserve 60-40. He ain't losing no fat, short, chubby motherfucker on 5 weeks' notice. Salute, TVV. I'm out.
All right, bro. He said he the woke. That's something new right there.
All right, brother. Well, thank you for calling in, Josh, New Orleans. We're going out to Mike in Connecticut.
Yo, what up, Mike?
Yo, what's good? What up? Hey, I was waiting for you guys to go live with this reaction for Danny. And, you know, I'm a big Danny fan, actually, you know, but I feel like the hunger isn't there anymore. I feel like he coasted in this fight. You know what I'm saying? I was really, I thought he was going to knock this guy out in 5 rounds, man. Usually when it's like low-level competition like that, Danny gets him out of there. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, he won every round, you know, and, yeah, he's a good counter puncher, but we knew that already. You know what I'm saying? But this guy shouldn't have went a full 12, in my opinion. He's been stopped by John Molina. He's been stopped by Dazn Delton. Like, that, he should have stopped that guy. As for the 50-50, you know, I'm okay with that. Or 60-40 to AJ is cool too. But 70-30, I think that's kind of ridiculous because after this pay-per-view fight with Fury and Wilder, I feel like Wilder will, you know, bring up his market value to the point where 60-40 or 50-50 could be in the talk. So, but yeah, man, and rest in peace to Kobe.
Well, all right, champ. Thanks for calling in. We're going out to Rough House Boxing. What up?
Yo, what's going on, bro? Man, shout out to TBV, Ness, Mike. What it do?
What up?
What up, homie?
Chilling, man. Hey, first off, man, RIP Kobe and Gianna Bryant, man. You know what I'm saying? Sad day in sports, man. But that's what's up, man. Hey, as far as the fights last night, man, I agree with the caller that was talking about Cool Boy Steph. I was glad to see him get in there and get a tough, gritty, you know, semi kind of dirty physical opponent, man. Young fighters need that on the come up, man, to put that in their toolbox, in their repertoire. I was disappointed with Jarrett Hurd, bro. He looked so unimpressive to me. Even though he won, even though he caught that boy at the end, man, he still looked unimpressive. And Danny Garcia, man, I don't see how anybody could watch that fight last night and been like, oh yeah, Danny Garcia, man, he gonna give the belt holders at 147 all they can handle. Man, that was prototypical Danny Garcia. We knew he had a left hook. He showed it. You know what I'm saying? We knew he was a counter puncher. He showed it. You know what I'm saying? But nothing that you know what I'm saying, that will boggle your mind and be like, oh shit, man, Spence might be in trouble. Oh shit, man, that boy Crawford might be in trouble, man. Manny might have to look out for. Nah, man. Danny Garcia is what he is. Like Floyd used to say, straight up and down, no special effects, man. And Wilder, give him 60-40. He deserves it. I like that. I like that quote. The woke dude said that about AJ. Yeah, I like that, man. Run with it. But that's what it is, man. I holler at y'all.
So when they saying whoa, what they call him, the greatest woman of all time?
Now the woke.
What's that?
Weakest of all time.
Oh,
and what dude said on the call, on his call, he said, "Man, AJ is the weakest heavyweight of all time. He's the woke." I was like, "Damn!" He just slid that in all cool, like damn, that was a good call. Who we got up next?
Well, let's see. We got Mr. PBC with the boomerang. Talk to me.
What up, PBC?
Yo, hey, I was cracking the fuck up, man, when that nigga said whoa. First I thought he said whoa, but then I had to rethink about it. Like, damn, whoa? Damn. You know, shout out to Anthony Joshua, you know. He knows how to mix things up, but really shout out to Deontay Wilder for keeping 100 and keeping that same energy and not worrying about what, G-String Joshua is talking about. I think Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder is probably the biggest fight in heavyweight boxing. We're looking at the greatest white hype I've ever seen. I mean, you know, if Deontay knocks out this dude, I mean, shit, it's a wrap, man. I mean, he's the greatest after this. He's a legend. And Anthony Joshua's not a legend. To me, he's a puppet, and Eddie Hearn is someone with his hands up his skirt, you know, doing some talking here and there. Danny Garcia is cool. I don't see him doing anything. Sean Porter did call out Terrence Crawford. I don't think Terrence Crawford's going to take the fight. This Conor McGregor shit, I really don't want to see it. But if it gets some money in his pocket, I guess so. That's my call.
Yeah, Bob said first fight going to be in the fucking octagon. He wanted to make sure that we serious about this thing.
What? So he putting Crawford the first fight in the octagon?
Yeah, that's
Man,
what Bob said.
He wildin'.
He said first one be in the octagon, second one be in the boxing ring.
Let's see who we got. CYP, talk to me.
Yo. I bet all them Asian fans looking for a reply to that woke. They looking for a reply right now so bad. They corny asses didn't. Hey, you're not gonna find one. He just eat their jaw with that. I'm mad that I didn't come up with it. I'm pissed at him because I didn't come up with that. That's how good that was. Now, let me cook on this, man. You know what I'm saying? Because Kobe said the show must go on, so the show must go on. The Lineal Championship, the Ring Magazine, and the WBC. I'm here to tell y'all, those 3 titles are more important than the titles that AJ has. And I don't mean that by my opinion. I looked it up. And when you think about it, it'll make sense to you too. Them belts that AJ have do not represent higher than Lineal and higher than the Ring Magazine. Whoever wins this next fight between Fury and Wilder will have all 3 of those titles. Put those 3 titles up against that man's 3 titles, and then we're going to see about the 50-50. It won't even be 50-50 then, because Wilder, after he beats him, everybody knows that Wilder will be the A side. I don't even care about that. Second, we're going to talk about this. If y'all really got an issue with that, look it up. See which titles mean the most in boxing history. See which ones. The Lineal lines up with Undisputed. The Undisputed lines up with Ring. All them other belts came along after. Like, I'm just trying to tell you, they respect those in history of boxing. Now, Saudi Arabia offers $100 million for the fight. They're not offering that to AJ. I'm tired of telling y'all, no, they offer for events. If it's going to be a big fight, they want the fight. They give up the money. It's up to the people involved. As Eddie Hearn said, it's a partnership. So if they give $100 million, they got to come together. PBC and Hearn got to come together to figure out what is what and who gets what. Stop thinking that AJ stock is going up because they want to pay for an event. It would go up if they said, AJ, here's $150. Go see if Wilder wants 30%. That's not what they're doing. They want an event. They want Conor McGregor versus Pacquiao. They want events. They're not saying that Pacquiao's the A side or Conor's the A side. They're saying we want to pay for the event. Y'all need to stop using that as fuel to say, see, I told you AJ's a global star. My man, if he didn't get his ass kicked by Ruiz, Saudi Arabia wouldn't even exist. They wouldn't even care to throw the event. Think about that. He had to get his ass kicked for him to become a global superstar. That doesn't even make sense. Who gets their ass kicked in the peak of their fame, get their ass kicked, and that makes you a superstar? Conor McGregor was a star before he got his ass kicked. Not when he got his ass kicked, before he got his ass kicked. Floyd beat that ass, stock went down. The motherfucker came back against my man, got his ass kicked, again, stock went down. He's not demanding the same paydays, $100 million that he got versus Floyd. Y'all need to stop playing with yourself. Stop playing with yourself, because all you're doing is ending up moist.
CYP.
I'm so mad at CYP, nigga. I ain't think about that shit.
What?
The ring, the lineal, and the WBC belt.
Wait, so you buying into that?
Nigga, that shit, nigga, if you just looking at it, you know what I'm saying, like from a perspective of like that, like what does the ring belt represent?
The ring belt represents the best in the division.
What does the lineal title represent?
The man to beat the man.
What is WBC is the what?
Most prestigious.
The what?
Most prestigious belt.
And they do a lot of good things for the community too. Don't want to leave that out. But yeah, man, I like that. Those are some good points right there. That's a lot of leverage.
Yeah, but I mean, the only issue I got with that,
the pay-per-view do better than it did. Let's say we reached 400,000-500,000 buys. That's pretty good, and that's ESPN back in it. Fox back in it.
But the only issue I got with the lineal, is that Fury was inactive for 3 years. I don't like the fact that people trying to give him lineal status after a 3-year layoff.
That nigga running, if they running with it, nigga, we beat them, we running with it. That's how it should be.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, at one point, we've been real flip-floppy, and I say we as Wilder fans. You know, at one point it was like, all right, lineal. Then it's like, man, fuck that lineal. Now we back to, lineal? Come on, man. Like, how many, like, yo, even Wilder out here talking about fuck your lineal. You know what I'm saying? So how we going, I just, and this is what I said with the interims. Like, how I'm going to tell you ain't a champ if you got your interim calling yourself a champ. So if Wilder want to call himself lineal after this, okay, but you just was saying you don't know where the fuck Fury got that from. You know what I'm saying? And technically speaking, yes, he's the man to beat the man, but he took a 3-year hiatus. Life moved on without. He can't just come back and claim his spot.
He got to get his mental health right, man.
Yo, and that's the craziest thing. Fury's such a great talker. He was able to come back and say, like, what you mean? I'm still lineal. What you mean? And people just like, yeah, you right, though. So,
nigga like, oh, man, he got a point, man. He ain't lost yet.
Mm-hmm.
But,
so,
yeah,
I mean,
man.
look, at the end of the day, this is I can't not say this. You want to take that lineal and have credit for it, cool. That's probably the best thing you can do is, and we talked to Wilder about that. Like, yo, is you going to accept that lineal? Is you going to accept that ring? Because it's like we said, we all waffled. Wilder too. You know, when the first fight happened, he was calling him lineal. So you might as well just go ahead and beat him. You know what I'm saying? Take that from him so he can't never say he's lineal anymore. You know? But I don't know that. I guess technically CYP's right, but I mean, are the fans gonna respect the invisible lineal, the ring, and the WBC more than the 4 belts that AJ got? That's the question. Not what's more prestigious, is what the fans, you know, perceive as who and what makes you the heavyweight champ.
And the fans gonna dictate it come February 22nd. When they buy the pay-per-views. That's gonna be the biggest thing that swings the pendulum in a Wilder's favor of victory and good pay-per-view buys. And with ESPN fights back in it, man, I expect it to do pretty good.
Hey, Bo, man, I don't know if you ain't but you ain't pressed 1, but we ain't talked to him forever, so I'm wondering if you think you pressed 1. Bo, we ain't hear that intro. I don't even know if I even got that. You've been gone so long. Where's that? Bo, don't see it, no. He still ain't press 1, though. All right. I guess, no, just listening. So, yeah, that's everybody, man. I guess final thoughts is prayers to the Kobe Bryant family. Danny lives to fight another day. AJ is cray-cray. That's a 50-50 split. And, yeah, man, catch you on tomorrow.
Yeah, man, big ups to the second greatest shooting guard to ever put on a pair of shoes, man. I wasn't like CYP. I didn't get the chance to meet him, but even still, he had a profound effect on my life, you know what I'm saying? So big ups to Kobe. One of the biggest reasons I even played basketball, I even laced him up, was because of that man and what Michael Jordan did. But Kobe kept the thing running, you know what I'm saying? Kept that fire inside me. Did a fucking presentation on Kobe when I was in college my first year. And it was an oral presentation on trying to convince people why Kobe was better than Mike. I didn't necessarily believe it at the time, you know what I'm saying, nor do I believe it now, but it was just a persuasive argument. But I say that to just say, if you ever play 1-on-1, 5-on-5, 3-on-3, 21 in the park, and you made that game point or that game winning shot, you always said Kobe at the end, if you grew up in my generation. Other generations, it was different, but in mine, it was Kobe. Peace out, y'all.
I overlooked Pat in Beantown. Pat in Beantown, you talking or you just listening? Going once, twice. There he goes.
I'll go real quick since you guys were about to sign off. First of all, shout out to Killa. Hurd did not look very good at all. But I mean, that dude he was fighting is a tough guy. The guy had a draw with Julian Williams and also went to decision with Jermell Charlo. Redkach let me down. You know, before the fight, I said, yeah, I'm okay if he gets knocked out because I know he's going to bring the fight. And then all of a sudden, he thought he was a boxer. Peace out, guys. Rip.
Is that y'all got to start giving Danny some respect. It's like Mike said, he probably got power. Like, why all these so-called tough guys be going backwards? You know what I'm saying? You got Thurman, you got Porter, you got Redkach now, Granados, Rios and Granados come forward styles and Redkach, and all of them decide to like not do that anymore. So, but anyway, neither here nor there. End of the show. Catch us on the next one. Do say.